How do you get things done? Is there like a go-to, say 2-3 things that we can say to it?
So I think I again go back to the bit of there's a huge life beyond IQ. It's the EQ that makes a very, very big difference. Usually, in about 10s and 15s and 20 years of your career, you're not usually doing things by yourself, right?
Yeah.
You're influencing people, you're influencing teams, you're getting the whole organization to move towards a certain track. And while doing that, if you're constantly thinking about what is good for me and what is good for my company, and you're not articulating as to why is it good for you, ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਨਾ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਕੀ if you're not answering ਸਾਨੂੰ ਕੀ, you can't be a Pete Piper where everybody begins to start following you. So you got to get that emotional connect, and you got to personalize that corporate vision down to what does it mean to you individually. Like in the world of marketing, we say, right, it's the great jingle, but it has to be hyper personalized down to every single person.
Right.
It should feel like the brand's talking to you. Yeah. You got to do this for 30,000 people in the company as well. Every single person has to wake up and say, this company means X for me because that's the dream I'm chasing. So if you're able to do that, you have a whole velocity of the organization moving towards you. So, and as you grow up in the firm, you begin to start, like I said, attitude's more important than skill. I think over a period, you begin to start realizing it's the people quotient that actually makes you successful, nothing else. It's not even, I rate that as the most important aspect today when you're running a company, running a large business, because you got to drive people and their behaviors. And that doesn't happen because you're the highest IQ guy in the room. Sure. Doesn't help.
How do you do that though?
I think it's a set of, it's a softie. It's a set of behaviors, right? Like I remember having grown up in the firm where we went into sessions where they said, can you step into the shoes of a person that you're dealing with to for a minute say, what I'm going to tell you, how would it feel if I was you? Yeah. Normally in business, you don't have the time to think that. But if you can spend that extra 5 minutes to think, the same messaging will land very, very differently, will create much better impact, you will get better business outcomes. Right? So those are some of the behaviors that you'll have to bring to the table. When you work for clients, for example, I may be doing a job or a scope of work, but if I start bringing the emotional quotient of saying, why is this job being done? What's the purpose behind the job? Yeah. What can I do to make that person successful? Do you get to a job to say, hopefully at the end of my job, that guy should get promoted? That's not my scope of work, but that's a human connect. That's an emotional connect. I will do everything possible to make this guy succeed, and sometimes go beyond the scope as well. But when you bring that, you build relationships, you build connects, it creates a differentiation around who you are beyond just your skills, because skills are a given. If there are 100 people coming out of a great batch of Stanford or whatever, 300,000, they all have the skills. Right. What will stand out is that layer of attitude, that layer of personal connect that stays in people's minds.